Most Ruthless Leaders. Part 4. From Legend Diaries. Japan's history remains one of the most secretive, but word of Tokugawa Ieyashu's practices spread far and wide. He was the founder and first shogun of Japan's Tokugawa shogunate, remaining in power until his death, even though he technically abdicated in 1605, having initially seized power in only 1600. Power and wealth drove him even from a young age, and his rise to power and ensuing reign were littered with high body counts. Those who stood in his way were ruthlessly slaughtered. He was a very calculating leader, which played in his favor politically, but the severe traits of his power often reared their ugly head, as he frequently slayed those that stood in his way or who simply survived his ongoing crusades. Vlad III, known as Vlad the Impaler, also known as the Vlad Dracula. As he was known for, he enjoyed torturing his victim in the most horrible ways, like impaling his victims with wood or metal pole which used to be vertically inserted so that victims can suffer and die slowly. This was not the only horrific acts against his victims which he enjoyed. He used to drill nails to victims' head, burning alive, roasting, beheading, and countless psychopathic brutal acts. It is said in the history that he killed anywhere between 50,000 to 1 lakh people, although it is small compared to atrocities of other dictators, but he owns first spot when it comes to reputation for cruelty. Vlad was murdered in 1477. Shaka Kasentengak Hina, known as Shaka Zulu, was Zulu Kingdom's one of the most influential and powerful monarch. He is known for uniting African and Nguni people with his commanding power and tactics. His brutal rule started revealing after death of his mother, where he started slaughtering his own people. He ordered his military to kill anyone who is not mourning properly for his mother's death. His brutality finally came to an end when he was murdered in 1828 by his half-brothers. Kim Il-sung was a communist dictator of North Korea and served as president from 1972 to 1994. Reports from history say that he caused the death of about 3 million people. He executed the killing of all officers and rivals who fought with him in the Korean War. During this time, his regime captured about 200,000 political prisoners and executed them in concentration camps. He was famous for killing anyone who speaks against the regime or even a small mistake that could be dropping the picture of him on the floor. Saddam Hussein was the president of Iraq from 1979 to 2003, known for his control, power, and dictatorship. He planted and executed the brutal genocide against the rebels who fought against his regime. It majorly included the Kurds, Shabaks, Madians, Assyrians, and other ethnic groups. Under his rule, it is estimated that about 2 million people died. During this genocide, his army used mustard and nerve gas and also poisonous chemical weapons which caused the death of up to 100,000 people. The worst part was, for his amusement, he used to ask his men to torture and record the videos of victims to watch during his dinner time. The Haitian dictator, also known as Papa Doc, governed the poorest country in the Americas from 1957 to his death in 1971. During his reign of terror, about 30,000 Haitians are estimated to have been assassinated, while thousands, mostly intelligents, fled the country. Many people consider him responsible for the current situation in Haiti. He was succeeded by his son Jean-Claude Duvalier, who continued the reign of terror until 1986, when he went into a self-imposed exile. The former president of Liberia, who was elected in 1997 allegedly by terrorizing the population, has been connected with gross human rights violations, war crimes, and crimes against the humanity in the civil war in the neighboring Sierra Leone, as well as at home during the Second Liberian Civil War that lasted from 1999 to 2003. He is currently being trialed for his involvement in the Sierra Leone Civil War at the International Criminal Court, ICC, in The Hague. The Ethiopian dictator who played the key role in the overthrow of the monarchy came to power with a communist military junta known as the Derg in 1974. In the late 1970s, he launched a violent campaign known as the Ethiopian Red Terror, during which about 500,000 people were killed. In 1991, Mengistu fled to Zimbabwe. He was found guilty for genocide in absentia in 2006. Today he lives in Zimbabwe. Thanks for watching, friends, and see you in the next video.